Hey everybody, it's me, Frank, and I'm recording my first video blog, and I wanted to talk about the iPad and why I want one. I think, first of all, I think it's a pretty cool device. Um, it is, I'm going to be perfectly honest, a lot of people are saying that it's a big iPod Touch or a big iPhone, and it more or less is, but my position is what's wrong with that? I actually have always wanted a bigger version of my iPod Touch because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll come home from work or school and I'll sit down in front of the TV and I don't want to pull out my laptop because I want to watch whatever I'm watching on TV, but I want to do some web browsing or some tweeting or something like that, even just play a game. But I still want to be paying attention to the TV. So I don't have a netbook. I have a laptop. But a laptop is would require almost too much attention. It's too easy to get distracted. So I'll use my iPod. It would be nice to have that same thing with a bigger screen and a bigger keyboard, especially. The keyboard on the iPod Touch is nice. It's great for when you're out and about. But it's too small for just kind of casually typing when I'm at home. So having that on a 9.7-inch screen would just be great. I mean, it's like perfect, actually, for my purposes, for stuff like that. It'd be great for watching movies. The screen is actually you can see it from no matter what angle. Like it's different than like the LCD screens on most laptops and even the Touch and the iPhone. No matter what angle you look at it from, there's very little loss of color. I guess that's mostly so that when you're typing on it, you're going to have it, set down when you're typing. So I guess that's mostly so that you can see the screen even when you have it like on a desk or something. But it will be useful for watching movies. You don't have to be so worried about exactly what angle you're holding it at for watching video and even just for web browsing. It'd be good for sharing the viewing experience with someone else. I think it could use a better screen the dimensions of the screen in terms of widescreen video content. As it is 1024 by 768, it doesn't really that lends itself more to full screen viewing rather than widescreen. But I can understand why, because if you think about it, if it was in like 16 by 9. You'd have when you had it in portrait mode, it would just be long and thin. It would look kind of weird. So I can understand the reasoning behind that design choice. But still, it would be nice to have it more widescreen accessible instead of having it letterboxed. But hey, what can you do? I do think it could use a camera, but I think version 2 will probably have that. Especially now that we're seeing that the OS apparently has some hidden code that makes reference to video chatting. So I'm holding out for the second version, actually. I'm not going to buy it right away because I can't help but think about people who bought the first iPhone, loved it, and then a year later when the 3G came out, wished they had waited or wished they could trade it in. So I'm going to wait for the second version. Hopefully they'll make some changes. They'll upgrade a few things, maybe make it faster, even though it is ridiculously fast already. Maybe give it a camera or two, that'd be nice. But I'm going to wait it out, and I'm going to get this. If I were to buy it now, I would get the 16 gig Wi-Fi only version for $4.99 because I've got a 64 gig Touch that's got my whole iTunes library on it with some room to spare. So I don't see a need to spring for the more expensive version of the iPad when I've already got all my music here. And anyway, what I'm going to be using it for is at home where I have Wi-Fi and where all I'll want to do really is web browsing mostly, some apps that'll require internet and tweeting really, and maybe even some blogging. I could use it for blogging as well. So I don't need to spring for the most expensive model or even intermediate model. Maybe when I eventually get one next year, the $4.99 model will be 32 gig or something. I don't know. That we'll see then. But I don't need anything but the most base model because that works for me. Book reading, I don't read a lot of books in that kind of screen. Anyway, I might start now, but I usually go the audiobook route, or I just buy the paper book itself. So I don't think that's going to affect me very much. Being in, you know, an LCD, the screen being backlit. I kind of feel like a Kindle or some e-ink screen is better for that. But like I said, I don't think it's going to affect me very much. Anyway, overall, I think the iPad is a cool gadget. I think it's something that I'm definitely going to want. I'm definitely going to the Apple Store probably the week it comes out, and play with it a little bit. If my friends get it, I'm definitely going to play with theirs. But I don't see a need to get it quite yet, but I definitely do want it. It's going to be hard waiting a year or however long it is until the next version comes out, but I'm going to try and stick it out, and I really think that it's going to pay off. Anyway, that's my first video blog. That's why I think the iPad is cool. That's why I want one. And hopefully I'll be doing some more video blogging in the near future, whenever something kind of special comes up that I actually want to talk to you about. But anyway, that's it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.